What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I am coming at you guys with a video for the queens, for the goddesses, the Harpies. And many of you know I'm a true blue 100% Harpie fan. I've been playing Harpies for over 2 decades. Like, it's not even funny in the TCG how much I love Harpies. And I think that's where a lot of it stands, is that I've always loved Harpies. I will forever be the Harpie guy. And it is a definite large array of things that goes on with Yu-Gi-Oh! And my love for Harpies. And it's come to this anniversary of 15 years where I talk more about my impact of the Harpie. Well, the Harpie's impact on the channel and the major amount of things that had happened because of the Harpies. To all the ones who had said your channel is just going to be, a dead weight of things, I guess this is the biggest FU, because if it wasn't for the Harpie archetype, my channel literally wouldn't be where it is now. And I literally enjoy every bit of being the Harpie guy. It's a double-edged sword, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of advances in, advantages and disadvantages that come from it. But at the end of the day, I will always be a huge fan of my favorite archetype. And I was so happy when, the ways to support Harpies have gotten over the years. The amount of things that Rush Duel has definitely given the Harpies. Harpies reign over, over Duel Links. And just the overwhelming amount of support that has come. Now, I will say the support itself has definitely needed some work on, because, of course, there's been a lot of back and forth, and there's been a lot of things here and there. But the impact that the Harpie archetype has had is definitely one for the masses. You have your first, well, I guess you would say your first unofficial archetype, but many people, like myself, will agree it's the first official of the archetypes. It's not the first official competitive archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that kind of leads into its own advances, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always had this debate of who was the first archetype. And many people say Harpie, because while Harpie themselves started in Bandai with their initial 5 cards and had progressed tremendously at that point in time, the Harpie archetype in the TCG, while yes, it did struggle, it still had a lot of pieces that most didn't. It had the, quote, boss monster, the relatively large amount of monsters to line up, the out of control spell card, and then just the lineup of things that followed through. While Harpies itself really didn't take off till the conglomerate of additional support throughout the years, it was definitely just one of those things where, wow, this is the archetype that started the archetypes. But for whatever reason, the Harpies didn't get their wave of support as they did later on. Because you saw stuff like Gravekeepers, you saw stuff like Chaos, you saw stuff like Warriors, and the lineup of cards like DDD, Tunes, and all of that getting their waves. So it was very disheartening as a Harpie player, even now, where you see a lot of the OG, archetypes get their massive wave of cards, but you don't see the Harpies get theirs. And eventually one day, yes, we'll get the massive wave of support that isn't just the Rush Duel. But the conglomerate of things is that I'm so happy of what we've gotten and how we all just relatively use it, that it is a definite benefit in cases when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! In the evolution of the Harpie archetype has always been from, back and forth, where they want to focus on spellcast, on the Harpie's ability to swarm. But then, excuse me, they want to turn around and focus on the Harpie's ability to clear background. And then it's like level modulation, and it's just like a whole bunch of different things that I honestly have to say it confuses the archetype, because there's not a sequential, we're going to stand in this one area of doing things, but we're going to continue to evolve on that one thing and do it well. And it sucks though because there's a lot of potential in the Harpy archetype. There just isn't a lot of utility within it. I remember back in the days where, what did we have? Like, we had Harpy Lady, Cyber Harpy Lady, Harpy Lady 2, 1, 2, 3, and Harpy Girl. And I always said, if Harpies were ever to evolve into a more stable archetype, we need more monsters. We need more cards that aren't relegated to just being Harpy Lady while in the hand or on the field or in the deck and stuff. So, yeah, for real. And here's Harpy Queen years later. And the thing about Harpy Queen was that she broke the mold because at the time it was very difficult for Harpies to have any line of competitive lineups for that period of time because they didn't really have much to go off on. You now have a 19 beat stick that searches for your spell. You have your 18 beater in Cyber Harpy. You have the buff from Harpy Lady 1, but there was still a lot missing in the Forte. Dragon was completely useless. Baby needed way too much to put it onto the field, which would have been a lot more sufficient. Sisters was just downright unplayable unless you just wanted to just laugh at your opponent for getting wrecked for like 2,900 points. But the overall consistency of things that happened with Harpy Ladies, with the Harpies over the years, I think definitely came from around 2013, 2014, where the Harpies definitely blew up. Because while the little bit of things were here and there, the Harpy archetype themselves blew up once Channeler and Dancer and them started coming out. I especially remember when Harpy Channeler and Harpy Dancer came out because people were screaming how this is what Harpies needed, was a way to special summon from the deck and then being able to give themselves additional normal summons or stats. The only issue is that at that point in time, well, the Achilles heel of the Harpies was that decks were starting to run away from back row. And his third sign wasn't enough. We did get like Alluring Mirror Split, Harpy Lady Elegance for cards we can pop on our outside of the field. But I think his Hysteric Sign was definitely the one that broke the mold because it was literally the one card which is just for all of these cards. But you have to pick and choose which ones you'll activate. Get the elegant, get the elegant egoist from the deck or grave, or blow this card up and have it stuff from hand or field and get the additional pieces to it. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. But, sorry, because I'm a little tired. Is the craziest thing about it was that just the lineup of things that came out for the Harpies relegated because these 4 additional cards, because I gotta talk about Phantasmal as well, definitely shook up things for us. Because for a while, people were using Phantasmal as like the boss monster of the Harpies, but then really relatively simple is just like what other things besides protection did it do? Because it didn't blow up anything. It was just a massive attacker, and even at that point, you had so many different holes of situations you had to fix. So it's just like, oh boy, I guess this is where we stand in line, right? Right. So I pushed that aside. And I have to say, the years from this, the one thing that I think many Harvard players will ask and probably regret of the lack of involvement was Worlds. I think it was Worlds 2015. I think this is either when Teller Knight won or Blue Eyes won. I want to say it's Teller Knight. And the reason why I say that is because Harpy's one major lineup in the series was a featured match duel for the World Championship, and it was against Cleveland. And I think this is when Teller Knight took the reign, because they ended up getting like 18th or 19th place in the overall grand scheme of it. But it was the impact of that Harpies were at Worlds. I can even look up the video because the video is still up. The thing is, we don't know the full list of the deck because the guy playing the deck did not release a deck list. So it was like, this sucks. But Yeah, it was the one time Harpies went to Worlds. And the last time we seen Harpies went to Worlds. The last time we seen Harpies in OICS was shortly after, um, what is that one set? Oh, Legendary Duelist Pack Sisters of the Rose. It was literally in June of that year. So the last course set, I don't remember before the changes. But the course set that came out in May is when that time frame happened. But it was, like I said, it was relatively a big boost to the Harpies. But it was definitely something that was, looked for. Was, seeing them at Worlds and seeing them at YCSs. Because we hadn't seen them since 2014 in YCSs or YCS. I know the formats have changed, the games and stuff have definitely gotten the strategies and stuff have definitely gotten more strategic or more combo heavy, but it was still nice to see Harpies even at that point in time. um Things that I have to say in terms of the Harpy community is that there are a lot of you out there who are definitely major helps and major assistance to it. You guys are awesome. But my other thing is that there are a lot of people who have to understand that everybody plays their decks differently from each other. There was always this discrepancy of, especially from particular Harpy um, content creator, where it was either their way or the highway. And it definitely rubbed a lot of people off. Now, there's nothing wrong with having your opinion, but if someone's, not asking for the opinion, it's just best to leave people alone. And I know for earlier years I had to deal with that person. Um, and you know what? God bless to that person, and I hope that person has found something to do with their life and are doing well in their life. Um, which is only the positive thing that you can say to how much madness was involved in that situation. But yeah, it is what it is situation with that. But it was just like, the Yu-Gi-Oh community's already got enough flack as it is from all the shit show we get. I just didn't want that for the Harpy players as well. Um, or dealing with that as a Harpy player. But one thing I did enjoy, one of the best additions to the Harpy lineup, well, just the Harpies in general in the community, was that the Harpies Deck and Strategies group that I created years ago. I believe the group will be turning 10 soon, and it's already reached over 400 members, which is great. And it's definitely one of the biggest assets to me as a content creator, was that I created a group outside of it to really form things. I do want to form a Discord, um, if anything, because I know a lot of people have moved to Discord. And I want to do a channel for the Harpy Deck and Strategies group as well for Discord, because you can find them on Facebook, but I want to move them over to Discord if they would like to, have it more of a setup for Discord. And it'll be funny too, because I have a Discord of my own, but my Discord kind of is just like, it's there. And then in the HPG's hunting ground, gaming grounds is just like, it's there too, but it is a lot. But yeah, eventually I'll like have everything. And with the last 15 years, the impact of the Harpies, like I said, has definitely been a big one for me. Tons of deck profiles, tons of content to create, thanks to like newer support and newer cards. The overall, just, you know, great artwork. Um, Utilities of here and there. Definitely a good push of things. And just seeing how many people um, liked and disliked the Harpies. But it was a thing of there's always room for improvement. And there's never anything wrong with going that far to achieve the common goal. But yeah, it's pretty relatively solid thing. So, um, in terms of the Harpies as cards and what I like to see for them in the future, I mean, hell, I've wrote multiple things about those. But hey, I'll just say it again. I would like to see Harpies get a boss monster for the main deck, especially one that can piggyback off of a lot of the, ups and downs that the Harpies had at that point, especially when it came to being able to control the board and swarm with such access. The other thing that I'd like to see is the change of no, the artwork is fine. We don't need new artwork. We just need better cards. We need cards that do a lot of stuff. I said I was going to do a video one day talking about my new editions of the Harpies that I would like to see. I have some names written down. I have some abilities in not really set in stone, but it's more fan stuff. And hopefully things get a lot better in terms of that, because I would love for the Harpies to get another reign of supreme power. Um, in tier 2 section of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. I'm just saying. And the reason why I say it is because while we all know Harpies are not competitive, there are pieces of Harpies that if they went to like 2 or 3, then it'd be crazy. But for any most part, it's yeah, it's smiles and sunshine. So I'm going to go ahead and stop while I can, because if you can hear it in my voice, I'm getting extremely sleepy. But I wanted to take the time to do this video for not just myself, but for the Harpie players, the Harpie fans, the Harpie lovers. This is a video for you to say thank you. With the 15 years under my belt and the overwhelming amount of support and awesomeness that comes from everyone. If you guys have not checked out my Harpies Deck and Strategies group, please do. It's an amazing group of just fans of Harpies, those who play the Harpies and everything in one go. I am questioning, do I want to do a Discord as well for the Harpies Deck and Strategies group? Actually, I might just say we have one on Discord, because why not? And I definitely think it'd be beneficial for those who want to enjoy the Harpie archetype and learn about the Harpie archetype, because we do get a lot of those ways as well in the group. So, yeah, clap, clap, clap. Awesome sauce. So, with that said and done, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for the last 15 years of this channel. It's been a roller coaster, but we made it. And you guys are awesome. Awesome people. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. The socials are in the description box below. And with that in tow, if you guys would like to see previous content, you can always check my YouTube channel for all those little mixes. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be informed when I upload. Social media links are right there in the description box below, and of course you guys can hit me up with all the nuances. So with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching, and this is your boy HPJ signing out. Take care.